1, 2, 3, you put your eyes on me. 5, 5, 6, and my feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 5, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children, we're just children. Play with me, I'll play with you. I just want us to be true. Tell me that you love me too. Or just give me a clue. Give me a clue. We're just children. We're just children. Children, children. Feelings are mixed. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the signs. 10, kiss me in the rain. 1, 2, 3, you're too blind to see. 5, 5, 6, 8, I'm taking the risk. 7, 8, 9, I just follow the line. 10, kiss me in the rain. Children, we're just children. Children. drug.
Good afternoon, everybody. We have a race here at Zandvoort. One or two stream issues to start qualifying. Apologies for that. I'm just going to check. It seems to be okay. It's a black screen at the moment, but it shouldn't be for any longer. I am Terra, and alongside me for this one, we have, as per usual, Mr. Timo Brown. How's it going, Timo?
That's good. It's going fine, apart from the obvious frustrations for the hardware that has failed me here in this early part of qualifying, but luckily, like 10 minutes to go in this qualifying session, which is one of the most important qualifying sessions of the entire season, as it is Zandvoort, the Monaco without walls, basically. Overtaking is real tough here, but it still should be fun for the drivers and the spectators. Some long sweeping corners, absolutely fascinating track, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Overtaking is possible, but very difficult. And we've seen that in previous seasons. We've seen that in other races this week as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Let us know, by the way, if the sound is okay. I've not really done any testing because I'm streaming, which is unexpected. I might need you to keep an eye on chat, Timo, if you can.
Yep. Yeah, good.
In stream. We have 10 minutes of this qualifying session left. Copy's done the fastest time so far. Also, we have a few reserves in today, one of whom is on a lap right now, Zombie Kebab, who I think is making his debut, or has made his debut this week at some point in F1 2021. He only got the game recently, so he's getting back up to speed. We've lost Danny. That is a crash for Danny, which is very bad news. Yeah, on the exit of the left-hand hairpin. Not exactly sure how he's managed to do that, but he has.
That is 18 laps and half a qualifying session earlier than he announced. So I don't know.
Yeah, he said he'd be in the wall by lap 12, but he got there a bit sooner than that.
So I don't know. Maybe he's getting him out of the way. You know, he's just limit testing, right? That's what I always say when I crash in practice. I'm just limit testing, you know.
Yeah.
I don't do it in the race. The question is, will he not do it in the race? He didn't last week. In Belgium, where he took his first ever SLR victory after a very, very long waiting time. He came out on top, and now here at Zandvoort, maybe he'll look to repeat it, but it won't be from the front of the grid, as two people have set faster times than him, and he won't exactly get to respond to them either.
Yeah, and he's, I mean, obviously found it too easy last week and is throwing for content this week. We'll see if that's actually the case. We got Makenda on lap at the moment. I missed what the second sector was, but the first sector was very fast indeed, and I have a feeling that Makenda is going to go to the top of the timings here. Through the last corner he goes.
Wimpy says I seem a bit low. Maybe I'm not talking loud enough, but maybe you can turn me up, like, I don't know, 20% or something.
Yep, 9.9. Apologies for the black screen, folks. I'm going to turn Timo up just a teensy-weensy bit. Oh, that seems much better. Yeah, I'm looking at the levels now, and that seems a lot better.
Wonderful, thanks for the feedback.
We'll go with that. Yep, thank you, Wimpy. Much appreciated. We got Copy on a lap as well. He's marginally up on his time. And a 9.9, I'm pretty sure a 9 is very fast time around here. I think we had a 10-0 pole yesterday in Tier 2. So a lap that wasn't even at the end of the session from Makenda is a 9, and that is very fast. Copy nearly 2/10 up as, who was that across the line? Chief goes P5 on an 11.3.
The man, Ocean Chief, in the top 5, which is 5 places better than he should be. But that is fine. Now there goes, who's that? Etnik. Etnik puts himself into P2 on a 10.1. That is 2/10 slower than current provisional pole sitter Makenda. And that means that we're probably actually getting closer towards what our actual pole time will be, as improving in those areas should be tough. Makenda so far really impressing. I want to know what Luke Smith is going to do about this. He has got something to make up, but I actually... Oh, is he just not doing qualifying? Is he starting last? Because can't imagine that he hasn't set a time yet after 12 minutes.
Yeah, that's possible. I've not seen him on track at all. And I wonder if he's having some issues, because that's the second time he's left the session. So yeah, I wonder if he's having some sort of issues. Hopefully he's not. Meepo leaves the session as well. Fingers crossed that this isn't an issue.
Yeah, also I think last week Luke's already done the last to first. It didn't exactly work. It went last to barrier, but
last to first retirement, yeah, something like that.
So, that about it's the nail on the head. That's how it went. Tipsy is now P8 in his Aston Martin. Is he looking to complete a lap? He's coming around the final corner.
Yep, he was slightly up. Good
just about misses out behind Tilde and the Chief, so we're getting a group of cars close for sick on the grid. The top 3 are all in the pits, and we're probably just awaiting their final runs. Vexit tries rejoining the session another time. Out of the other ones who haven't set a lap time, Bebix, of course, has retired. Fox has as well, probably a tactical maneuver to avoid Tipsy Bob on track. And then we've got Dragon, Meepo, and Icewind, who all haven't set a lap. I won't expect one from Dragon. I don't know what Meepo and Ice are doing.
Yeah, me neither. You don't really want to be at the back of the grid here.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything is okay from a technical side of things. Let us know if not. Yeah, what else have we got? We got one of the Red Bulls coming out of the pits. It is Thor, who's also reserving today. He's on a 12.0. He's going to try and do a little bit better than that on this run. But yeah, we got 5 minutes left in the session, and not too many people wanting to do laps by the looks of it. Oh, here's Icewind though. He's out on a lap.
That is good to see. He was certainly the biggest heartbreak of the weekend last time out, as we were in Spa. He did throw away a pretty good result by just spinning in the final corner, if I remember that right. Mm-hmm. And well, he's probably looking to bounce back on his out lap. He's probably gonna get 1 or 2 runs in this session. What's the strategy gonna be like? I do not know a thing.
I think it's soft medium or soft hard. But yeah, I mean, you know, we got the safety car back on this week, so I think it's going to be whatever the situation dictates.
Soft.
Yep, something like that. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. I mean, it's got an interesting dynamic around the pit lanes, because it is, I believe, if nothing's changed since F1 2020, it is time loss wise the shortest pit lane in the calendar.
Yeah.
It was like 13 or 14 seconds.
Yeah. In
F1 2020. You confirm it. So yeah, that means you don't lose a lot of time, but it also means that you know, you might just be, if you are one of the very top drivers and you pit after like 12 laps, and you know, that might just throw you right into the pack and not in that usual space of air that you have behind the mid pack, where you usually come out with a 20-second pit stop. So that could be interesting. And I mean, just the racing on this track is mainly defined by the fact that overtaking is so hard, so you want to avoid that at all costs, and that could really come into play when we consider the different strategies between soft hard, soft medium. You know, when do you want to pit, when do you want to come out, sort of that thing.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And the undercut is not amazingly powerful. It's somewhat okay. But if you go onto the hard tires, then they're not very much faster, as Icewind has abandoned by the looks of it. As Thor crashes in a big way in the last corner and goes out of the session.
That does look hurtful. Icewind, I saw, was using all of the track plus a little bit. He did get his tires onto the grass, and that you know, not ideal grip. And that is why he has abandoned his lap. He's going to get one more in. I assume he took enough resources in terms of fuel for another run, and he's going to get that one in now. The yellow flags are still there for Thor, as Icewind breezes past him and is now on the main straight for a last run. Makenda into turn 1, the teammate of Icewind, is looking to maybe even extend his lead right at the front. Ethnic TRN limping home without nose. So he's not going to improve on his time. Somehow crashed massively on the outloop, actually. That's curious. Copy just crossed the line as well. He's currently navigating Hugenholz in Sector 1. I think, yeah, that's where we are at. And Ocean Chief messes his lap up. He's not going to improve. Probably because maybe he's got half another lap.
Yeah, looking on board with Makenda at the moment through Sector 2. He's a 10th down at the end of the first sector. He's coming through the long left-hander. These are the laps that will count for the grid here, as Makenda comes through, as he has abandoned by the looks of it. So Makenda won't be improving this lap at least. What's Vexit doing? 24.3 first sector. Very good indeed. Oh, runs very wide on the exit though. And that's the end of that lap. Through Skyblack. Did not manage to keep the car on track. Don't know if he had a moment mid-corner, but certainly he ran very wide indeed.
Yeah, that sounds like the likely explanation. I would love to tell everyone how if he's going to get another run. Unfortunately, the yellow flags don't... 40 seconds, so that plus the usual timing bug, I think he is going to have another run in himself. I mean, he's charging his battery, it's 100% now, so I'm sure he can just drive another lap with full strength, but the pressure is going to be on. No mistakes on that one, or he's going to have to start P13.
Yep, and at some point very recently, Icewind crossed the line and did a 10.5, so he goes P4. Tipsy has improved as well to an 11.0. He's on an in lap at the moment. Who's on a hot lap? Is Vexit on a hot lap right now?
He's just started one. He's just coming into Tarzan or turn 1 and uses half of the curb on the outside there. Absolutely riding that beautifully now into the oval style corner, the banked one, and coming out of sector 1. What is the split gonna be? He's down a little bit on his time, but he's obviously got massive time if he just doesn't run off track. And Skyblack this time, he catches a little bit of dirt, but I don't think it slowed him down much. That seemed like controlled chaos to me. He nails the 2 apexes there. Now he's going to have to set himself up for the back straight, that short little part with the press, and he gets it all wrong, and he's going to have to make up a lot of positions in qualifying, as Vexit is cracking under the pressure of Zandvoort qualifying. Dragon puts himself ahead of Bibix, Fox, and Meepo, so he's going to have a fun ride from P13. Vexit P12. Okay, so it's going to be interesting to see, because as we've said multiple times now, overtaking is really hard but difficult, but if someone can do it, it's likely the guy that has the pace for the very front, and that is Vexit. So watching him throughout this race should be very interesting. He retires from the session and qualifying after a little bit of a disaster.
Yeah, he will be able to start on either the medium or the hard tyres, but certainly that's not where he's going to want to be. There's going to be quite significant field spread. We do have a range of paces, I would say, in this session, and he's starting behind some guys who are not experienced in terms of tier 1 driving, and so I think are going to struggle a little bit to stay with the leaders. So I'd say probably the front 4 in a very good position. Danny is in an interesting position as well. He'll start P5 on mediums, which I think is probably fine for him.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Yep.
That is likely okay. I mean, it's not a disastrous crash in the end. How much? I mean, how much is it tied out anyway? It's gonna be like what, 6/10 something?
Yeah, it's about half a second, I think, something like that.
So like pace-wise, probably right around Copy, a little bit off pole, but you have to consider that he only really got one run in. So I think Danny probably has the pace, and now he has the alternative strategy as well, so he could come back in the race from that P5. It's real damage limitation, honestly, considering he crashed this early. Getting P5 is great. Yeah,
agreed. I think it is too. And hopefully we're okay from a technical side. I think it was drivers either crashing or choosing not to put laps in. That meant that we didn't really have too many times towards the bottom of the grid. But let us know if not.
Yeah, also word out to Makenda. he takes a pole position with a really convincing time, faster than the Tier 2 pole, just ahead of the two Czech Williams drivers. And that's gonna be, no easy task to hold them off for the entire race, but just after he has shown that pace, I believe that he'll put up one hell of a fight and will use the track position to the fullest advantage.
Yeah, and he's still very much in the championship race is Etnik in P2. So he's in a very good position. And Makenda, yeah, looking for that win. Are we stuck here? Is that what's happening? I hope we're not stuck.
F1 game moment. That's amazing.
I don't know. I can't tab out, so I can't see if there's people having issues, but I don't have a countdown or anything like that. So
I'm not having a countdown either, so I'm gonna go right over to the SLR chat and see what's going on there. I'm not the only one stuck. We are not the only ones stuck. I think it's gonna be a restart.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, Dragon says was a fun race, not gonna lie. Fox says GG's, good race. Amazing.
Oh,
so
no.
At least the drivers are having fun.
Well, looks like we do have a server restart. So
Justin says give it a sec, maybe. I mean, I'll wait for word from
yeah, well, Chief has left the session, so I think it's very likely that we're going to get a restart.
Yeah,
we got
about as official of a source as we're gonna get. So
yeah,
that means that, and that means that means I'll have to do a manual grid once more. Which is great. I'm getting practiced in it now.
Yeah, we love that, don't we? All right. Well, we will wait and see. I don't think there's much point going to a migrating host, and now it's woken up, but everyone's left the session obviously, so we're not actually going to have a race. We'll see if it actually loads. It has actually loaded.
Well, but half the people are out, so...
Yeah. No, it's...
I mean, the migrating host was me leaving, so...
This isn't the real race. I'm just seeing if it's actually going to let me quit back to main menu. It might not. Oh, it has. Okay. Well, that's good. All right, let me know when the lobby's up.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I'm just, Hello?
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Daniel, that is, So what are we doing? We need a new lobby, I assume. You're on there, by the way. I don't think we've muted ourselves.
No, we haven't.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah. Keep up the good standards. Let's see what's going on. Okay. The lobby is there. I'm just loading settings now. Should be straightforward. It was gonna be dry race, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm just gonna fix it on light cloud. And safety card to increase and
all right. I guess I need to bring up the grid for which I need my phone. I will be right back.
I mean, actually, you don't need to. I've got my phone here. I could check.
Oh, you've got it. Okay. All right.
If it wasn't streamed.
Oh,
yeah.
I could just tell you.
I mean, if you got it, then that's easy as well. Wait, where is it? It's the weekend structure. Okay, give me a second. Why can't I?
Danny has invited me to play F1 2021. That's nice. Thank you, Danny.
Aw. Wow. Okay, so we got McKenna on pole, which really impressive. Is it surprise?
It's very surprise.
Okay, so Etnik is not in the session yet, but he was second, and then it was Copy, and then it was Icewind, then it was you. Okay. What happened, by the way? Now that you're here and we're still on the air, you can tell us what happened to you.
Icewind was there chilling on the exit of a corner.
Inconvenient, one would say.
Yes.
Copy needs to join. Okay, P6 was Justin. Justin, and then it was like Tipsy and Chief, I think.
Tipsy 7, Chief 8th.
Copy has joined, by the way.
Look how much attention I pay. It's incredible. Then it's Fox, right? Oh no, Tilda.
Tilt P9.
I'm great at this. Then, okay, wait, Copy. Copy is third. Oh, wait. Tilda 9th, okay. Kebab 10? Is that right?
Yep.
I'm really great.
Thor 11th.
Who? Thor.
Thor.
So then it's Vexit, then it's Dragon, and then it's like
B-Bix, Fox, Meepo.
Yeah, Meepo saying his game was bugged or broken and he couldn't qualify, which is unfortunate.
Okay, I'm gonna go through it once more so we can make sure 100% that everything is going right. It's a brilliant behind the scenes special here at SLR. Got Makenda, Ethnic, Copy, Icewind, Danny, Justin, Tipsy, Ocean, Tilde, Kebab, Thor, Luke Smith, Dragon, Bebix, Fox, Meepo.
Yep.
It says confirm changes, it didn't change anything. What are they on about?
Big people selecting cars or you going to spectator?
It's likely. Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Right.
Okay, cool.
Good luck, Danny.
That should be it. Yeah, good luck. Let's hope you make it further than 12 laps, because that's what you told us you expect. So, yeah, best of luck. And we'll be right back in the action in just 20 seconds. We're loading.
Yep. Breaking news, by the way. Kitsune is making burgers and Tipsy can smell them and they smell really good.
Yeah, I read that. That's pretty big brain. It would be even more big brain if Kitsune was watching the broadcast. If she's not, why? It's,
that's true.
pretty
That's
cringe
true.
if you ask me. But it's a great way of communicating. It's not like you could shout or anything.
Oh, Danny has invited me to play F1 2021 again. Thank you, Danny.
Aww.
I'm not sure why that came through now, but never mind. And yeah, Big O's asking where his burger is, which is a fair question. It's if you're gonna make burgers, you should make them for everyone. I think that's I would agree with that. All right, we are eventually gonna have a race here, so
Indeed.
keep it on this channel. Thanks for watching, folks. Thanks for joining us. And we're gonna have some fun at Zandvoort. We got most of the top 10 on softs, except for Danny, who is on mediums. And everyone else can do what they like. As we wait for players. Hopefully this is a scheduled break and players are just using their setups. I think that is the case.
Yeah, we're getting the countdown.
Aha. Meepo says, I just want the patty and the bread. And nothing. Well, that's a burger, isn't it? A patty and the bread? That's
yeah.
that's what a burger is.
Oh boy.
Burgers and chips with ice cream with chocolate topping, says Wimpy. That sounds good. I'd go for that.
I wouldn't. I really, really wouldn't. Holy crap.
All right,
My God.
we got some people racing. Everyone has chosen their tires. That's good. No one's going to get a penalty for choosing the wrong tires.
If I ever go to South Africa, I'm gonna check out the national specialty burgers. You know, I assume that's a thing now.
I know in South Africa they do like they call it biltong. It's like basically it's jerky, the dried meat. It's really nice.
In
I
like
like biltong a lot.
I thought you were gonna say something about burgers because Wimpy is using all of his fantasy to create I don't know, nightmare fuel, but yeah, okay. So we've already gone around half of the formation lap, and then at the start, that's probably gonna be the best moment for everyone to try and gain some places after qualifying. We're gonna have to see how good of a start Vexit gets from P12 on the mediums. He's gonna be a slight disadvantage to those around him, but also he is a really good driver, so maybe he can still make it work. I'm gonna pay attention to him while you probably, or I mean, I can call the start. I don't mind.
Yeah, if you like. I mean, there's no reason why not.
Sorry, what? Who commented?
Yeah. You can do the start.
Okay.
That's,
okay. So
that was the original plan.
And then Etnic is gonna try and challenge Makenda into one. I believe Etnic is gonna get the outside line, which makes it really hard. He really needs to make this work on the brakes against the Alfa Romeo. Oh no, he's actually getting the inside line, so maybe he can just send one, but it might also be unwise. We saw what happened in Hungary when he made his way through the field. He sent some unwise maneuver and it got him spun. He needs to make sure to just use this opportunity of the front row of the grid and be very careful about it. But now could be the best chance in the race to strike against Makenda. We are on the grid and we're waiting for the 5 actually synchronized red lights to go out. And we go green and Zandvoort, and it looks like a really good start from Etnic Tier as he absolutely gets the traction done well, and Makenda's pole position is already almost worthless as Etnic Tier certainly has got the nose ahead now late into the corner. Makenda's going to get squeezed onto the curb there. He will hang around the outside and then lunge it down the inside into the bank corner, and he does exactly that as Etnic Tier gets a little bit sideways there, and Makenda actually fights back there side by side to Skyflag, but I think Etnic will have to yield there as he gets squeezed onto the grass. Makenda keeps the lead. Copy is third. Then it's Danny in fourth who passed Icewind in a brutal maneuver. And Luke Smith somehow already up to 7th. That must have been one hell of a start. Tipsy Bob 8th. Didn't mention Justin, he's still 6th, and that's the race start.
Yeah, incredible start from Vexit. I didn't see what happened either, but somehow he's made up, 5 positions or thereabouts from the start. Or is he just has to get out of it there, not to be on the death curve on the inside? But a fantastic battle at the front between Makenda and Etni, who both wouldn't give it up, and it's Makenda who from the pole position eventually manages to get it, and it is, as we said before, very difficult to pass here at Zandvoort, which means that was an important thing to have done to get in front on lap 1.
Yeah, and I mean, that battle was so great. I called the winner multiple times there. As now Luke runs out of ERS there on Justin. He seems to have a lot more straight line speed though, and he somehow just makes it work on the mediums against the softs. That's illegal. What are you doing? That is incredible pace. I have no idea how he managed to do that. Justin probably also left absolutely dumbfounded there as he just watched as that Mercedes breeze past, and I don't know how valuable the medium tires are here, but depending on what, Vexit might already have brought himself into a fighting position for the race lead.
Yeah, Danny seems able to stay with the front 3 as well, and yeah, Vexit in a very good position on those mediums. Tipsy seems to have lost connection to the guys ahead on the softs at the moment. We'll see if he manages to get that back as we get DRS enabled next lap. And now, yeah, Vexit struggling now a little bit to hold off Justin.
Yeah, I mean, Justin's tires must be in the working temperatures right now. For now, I think overheating is a problem with Zandvoort sometimes.
Yeah, it is.
It used to be on the last game, so that could just make the mediums even more valuable on this first end. But now, through the bank corner, it looks like Justin is getting a little bit of a better run, but nothing doing there on the straight, as the slipstream isn't nearly as powerful as he would need it to be.
Tilda and Dragon just behind as well. Tilda was scared off the apex by Dragon, but Dragon not enough traction on the mediums to make that stick. And Tilda does manage to keep the position. Having a look around the outside is Dragon, and maybe getting the run down the hill now.
Run. Yeah, really got the foot down well, but Tilda apparently using some battery there to get away from the Alpine now into Skyblack downhill. Looks like both have gotten their lines slightly wrong, which makes it a zero-sum gain. No one gained anything on anyone there. Tipsy has a lovely view of that in his rearview mirror, as you know, as long as Dragon is busy with Tilda, you know, he can't be busy with Tipsy Bob.
Yep, absolutely right. Danny still hanging on to the front 3. He's got Icewind behind him, but as we said before, if you are at the same pace as the car in front, very difficult to pass unless they make a mistake. We'll keep our eye on that battle. Here it is through the last corner as Icewind does use a little bit of battery through the banking, but not close enough to make a move this time as we reach the end of lap 3 of 36. And just in terms of pit stops here, very often you get pit stops, I think between laps 10 and lap 15, because if you're going under the hards, then it'll be lap 10 or thereabouts. If you go into the mediums, you can run all the way to lap 15, and that's kind of what you have to do to get the mediums to last.
Oh no, we've got a crowd that's something about as he completely understeers off the track in turn 3. He's just made a move on Thor, and then
Safety
goes
car.
a safety car.
There it is.
As expected, but that was a really big one. I have no idea how that happened, honestly. He got the move done. I was watching on board, actually, and then he understeers into the right-hander and just goes into the wall, loses a tire.
Yep, and what is everyone going to do? I think it's probably too early to pit, and I don't think you want to pit here for hards this early, because you might get them to the end, I'm not sure, but it's slow, and a green flag pit stop actually isn't much of a problem here. So I wonder, I mean, the cars at the back surely will pit, but everyone else probably not. We'll see what the leaders do, though.
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, on other tracks, getting that safety car pit stop is a huge time gap. Here it's like, I mean, I don't know, you gain like
Any pitting?
13 seconds.
Oh, no, he's not.
Pitting.
He's not. He's not. He just
Okay.
went
He's
halfway
trying
down
to
the pit
confuse his own
lane.
teammate.
Yeah, exactly. Justin is pitting, though, so Justin is the only
Okay.
one of the top 10.
Matteo Longe. Yeah, he's gonna find competition here. That sounds right.
That's Nicholas's brother.
I believe so, yes. Who is also mad fast, but I don't think as mad fast as his brother.
Okay,
Yet.
okay.
I think I've seen him in RNL, but
Ah.
it was some time ago. What was I getting at? The pit stops, right. Also, you know, pitting now, it does... I mean, so for Justin, let's talk about him. He loses a lot of positions doing that. And then the problem is, those softs and mediums, they're still going to be fast, and they're going to be, in case of the softs, going to be fast for like 10 more laps. And in that time, all of those soft runners can like run away from Justin while he gets stuck behind like Fox, B-Bigs. Those medium runners are going to go deep into this race as well. So, and then at the end, like even if the others pit and he doesn't need to anymore, they will have a tire delta, maybe even big enough to overtake him at Zandvoort. So I think Justin has just outplayed himself there. It might have worked if many people went for this pit stop. Oh, he's gone for mediums as well. I just realized.
Yeah, I think it's...
Pit again.
I don't hate it. He will need to pit again. He's lost, what, 7 places or 6 places of track position, which isn't an enormous number, and it just gives him a little bit more flexibility, so he can go mediums and then maybe softs at the end, depending on how many more safety cars there are and whether and when they come. So I can't imagine that's going to be the last one. Meepo is... What's Meepo doing? He needs to catch up to the pack, that's for sure. I think if he does... Sorry, go on.
I'm just confused about how the kebab crash happened.
Where was it? Which corner? Because I didn't see it at all.
It was the one before Hugenholz. Like the right-hander, he hit the...
okay.
He hit the grey barrier on the outside there. It just...
Okay. So he just misjudged it probably, or like hit the inside curve, got spooked, or got a bit of oversteer, got spooked, something like that.
Actually, I'm gonna look at the chat. Maybe he's made a comment about it, because now I can, you know, now that I don't have the stream, I can just tab out and not give everyone a black screen. So I will use my newly won powers.
Justin's given us a reason as well why he pitted. Wanted a challenge and to see how far he can go and box the softs towards the end, because right now if there's another safety car, I can go on mediums again. Yeah, I think that's reasonable. I don't hate it.
I mean, if there's a safety car really soon, then like everyone else will probably might pit, and then
he gets track position.
Exactly.
Yep.
I mean, so in a vacuum, if there's no more safety cars, which I mean, unlikely, but if there's no more safety cars, then Justin's, in my eyes, is not really good. But if there is one more in the near future, he's in a really good position, and if there is more like later into this race, then it gets interesting. So,
Yo, Meepo,
yeah.
Can you catch up to the pack, my dude? What are you doing? We got another lap of safety car because Meepo's not catching up. I guess he pitted. I guess that's what happened. Okay. In which case, that's yeah. I probably should have pitted a lap earlier, but you know,
He's just
that's
getting
okay.
practice in.
Yeah.
Maybe he could have gotten lapped. I don't know where he was actually. He's just
No,
racing.
he was nowhere near that.
Yeah, especially with the 13-second pit stop. Now he's caught the pack, and he's gonna get more laps. And it's Thor. Okay, no, Thor is on the mediums, but yeah, no. Obviously, that long safety car period will mean that we will run way deeper into the race with those soft tires. I mean, you outlined like what was it, 10 to 16, around there. They're probably gonna be capable of making it halfway into the race and just waiting for a safety car if it happens. You know, those softs might still be live.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think that's right. I mean, yeah, with the safety car running, the softs can comfortably go to lap 15 or 16 and put the mediums on and get to the end from there. So I think that's good news for the soft runners. It's not such good news for Danny, although Danny will be okay, I think, because he'll be able to run long and put softs on.
An interesting thing Makenda is doing to warm his tires right now is like driving really wide lines into corners and then using like almost 180 degrees of steering lock just to get those fronts heated, which is an interesting way to do it. I mean, we've seen most drivers just weaving about on the straight, and I'm always scared they're gonna lose it. Makenda's version of warming the tires absolutely safe there, but I don't know. I mean, the front tires don't really matter that much. Are gonna be warm after 2 corners anyways. The rears is what you want to get hot because you need the launch away. Now Bernd Meilen is gonna head into the pit lane, and Makenda will get to dictate the pace, and it looks like he's already gone. I hope we didn't miscalculate that because the grid is now flying towards the start finish. He hasn't miscalculated, and that is your safety car restart. Makenda has saved himself from any attack, but Luke Smith is already on the inside of Icewind, going into 1 for P5, and he's going to get squeezed into the wall. Luke Smith straight off, and now he faces the wrong way and will have to let the entire grid go after that collision with Icewind. The FIA is certainly going to have an interested eye on that one, but yeah, that's a massive task to do now, and Icewind has... he's actually still at the back of Stanley, never mind.
I don't know what that was. Like, Icewind just, like, was driving his line, and without realizing there was a car right next to him. I don't know. Maybe it almost looked like it might have been desync or something like that. Like,
yeah,
he wasn't on Icewind's screen. Oh, what's happened here?
A rare mistake. Luke Smith just out of the race basically. Now Etnik, his championship rival, does exactly the same. He drops down to P11, and he'll have a lot of work to do now because he's just alongside Fox. Those soft tires are gonna be absolutely screeching in pain after being heated up to like 105 degrees Celsius. No grip on those, and massive amounts of positions lost. Makenda and Copy at the front look kind of set after that happened with Danny Rapid.
Yeah, what on earth happened there? Etney making a mistake, and all the way down now in P11, and he's got work to do from there because he's on the soft tyres that aren't going to be quite so good for the rest of the stint. Meanwhile, up front, Copy has lost DRS contact at the moment, as Vexit, in fact, Vexit certainly got damage from that, so he's taking his front wing.
The next one round, it's a McLaren, and it is in the same position as the Mercedes of Vexit. I don't know if it also happened the same way, or if he just looped himself on traction. His car is damaged. He's lost the left end plate, so he's going to have to pit. So Bibix also all the way to the back now, as Meepo's attacking Thor, potentially. Okay, no.
Yeah, Meepo backing out of that one into Sky Black. That's probably a good decision. Meanwhile, Tilda holding up Tipsy, and both of them holding up Dragon. Dragon on the mediums at the moment in the middle of the pack. There's a little bit of a gap forming between Tilda and Icewind in front of him. Just over 2 seconds. Meanwhile, DRS about to be enabled. Copy, we have... What's happened here?
Bibix has gone off again. He's found the track once more, but that understeer, I don't think he... calculated with it when he took that corner, so went off.
Dragon here in a very good position, got an extremely good run. DRS is enabled, but not this lap.
That
Tipsy,
run was so good.
Yeah, but Tipsy's getting slipstream from Tilda, which is the problem for Dragon. Dragon sending one a little bit down the inside. Tipsy leaving room. And Dragon, I think, will get that position. He got good traction on the exit of Tarzan, and he does get it into turn 3.
Tipsy can lunge? No. Sorry. I thought he was going to send it, but... yeah, Dragon, brilliant move. his run was almost a little bit too good for his own good, because he couldn't even take the slipstream. He was already alongside heading onto the straight, and then, you know, you either lift for no reason to get more slipstream, or you pull out and then you get smoked on the straight. That was essentially what happened, but luckily Dragon finding the grip, finding the bravery to make it work on the brakes, and finding that position. Now he's sixth, and he's right behind Tilde under massive pressure. You can see that riding on board with Tipsy in my case right now, that Dragon is hungry, and he's gonna get DRS, and he's gonna get slipstream.
Yeah, and I would have thought he's going to get the position. Bebix has retired, unfortunately, so he decided to call it a day after that. Vexit has put the hard tyres on. Of course, we do have the safety car, so he might get back into this race at some point. Yeah, in the meantime, he's going to be running around at the back by himself, and Dragon, I think, is close enough here to have a very good look. In fact, he's going to be passed before they get to turn 1, and he's going to be unleashed on those medium tyres.
Etnik passing his fellow Czech driver Fox for P9. Now the next one is Ocean Chief. Ocean Chief has surely seen less scary things in his life than Etnik TRN in his mirror. But, you know, he's got experience. He knows how to deal with it. Likely getting past in the next main straight.
Yep, I think probably, as Vexit does the fastest lap of the race on the hard tyres. He is giving it basically everything at this point. No reason to hold back. And Etni, yeah, will, I think, be patient there until they get to the front straight, at which point I think Chief is going to be struggling. Unless he can get DRS, but at the moment he's a little way off that. Just over a 10th. 4 seconds now is the gap between Icewind and Dragon for P4 and P5.
Great driving from Etnik. He sets Ocean up so good for himself, and now we'll see how close he can follow through the banked final turn. I think it'll be good enough. Yeah, he got a brilliant exit out of the penultimate corner, and now he already pulls low and is gonna use that battery to get past Ocean Chief, and it works a treat as Etnik TRN is now up to 8th, and the next Irishman is only a second up the road.
Yep, and Chief, I'm sure, will be trying to hang on. We've lost Luke again, who has gone around in the left-hand hairpin. Does he have damage? We'll see in a second. He seems to be okay by the looks of it. We'll see if he pits, though.
It's an uncharacteristic amount of mistakes. I mean, he said, oh boy, what a pit entry. Oh boy, what a pit entry.
And the retirement. Yeah, so...
He has... I mean, he said that he got low-key saved by the fact that we had a new lobby because he didn't like the setup. And we saw him spin in qualifying, and I thought after that, okay, now he's on a charge. He got that brilliant start to go into, what was it, like 6th within 3 laps, and then, you know, since then he's just spun twice, and now he's out of the race. So he had some great pace, but it just never worked, and now he's out.
Yep, absolutely right. Unfortunate for Vexit. And we are down to 13 runners out of the 16 that started this race as we enter lap 13. We have, that's Vexit's retired car. As Chief pits, and he's the first, I think, of the scheduled pit stops. And he's going to put the medium tyres on to go to the end of the race. I think we're going to get all of the soft runners pitting in the near future. Oh, Tipsy has crashed. Tipsy has crashed on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, fully destroyed. Front wing for him. We hope that that wasn't the fault of another driver. I mean, we know that Etni was right behind him there, and we know that Tipsy defends hard, so I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I hope it didn't. The thing we know is that Tipsy will have to get a new front wing from here, and as Meepo and Thor arrive in the background. Meepo, by the way, got past Thor since the last time we brought him up, so nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice job to him.
Well done, Meepo. I wonder if we're going to get any looks here, because Danny, now on medium tyres that are clearly faster than the front two, is going to be sniffing around a little bit. I wonder if the front two are going to pit any time soon. It'll be in the next few laps, surely, for one of them. But neither of them do.
Copy in the slipstream. McKenna pulls to the inside, squeezes Copy up to the wall, but Copy is fully committed to this one. They're both going to run a little bit deep. McKenna carries a lot of momentum around the outside, just like he did with Etnik. And that one now, Copy in turn 3 on the inside. Danny setting them as well. He lunges for the apex of turn 3 and doesn't get the run out. So Danny very very aggressive there. Not rewarded for it. Poppy will have to stay at the back of that Alfa Romeo for just one more lap as well, at least as we head down. Skyblack, Poppy getting some almighty understeer. Doesn't open him up for a move though, Danny. Not able to capitalize. But yeah, the action of the top three is absolutely raging right now, and as soon as the top two pit, they are gonna get a massive well, actually, I don't know if it will be massive. They're gonna get somewhat of an undercut on Danny, but towards the end of the race, Danny's tires are gonna be so much faster. He might be able to make up the positions, and now Tilda spun.
Tilda, yeah, has gone around in the middle sector, so unfortunate for him. He tries to get back on. Ooh, okay, well, thankfully he ghosted.
God.
Oh no, Tilda! No. Thor manages to avoid him. That was good driving from Thor. Meanwhile, these three on the front straight once again. We're going to get round two here as Makenda and Copy. In fact, Makenda just pits. Copy does not. So Makenda's going to put the medium tyres on, I think. And Copy now, I think, probably is going to pit either next lap or... well, I think it'll be next lap, because otherwise he's going to be just overtaken by Danny.
That just put a massive target on Copy's back. The DRS he got from Makenda is now gone, and that means Danny will actually be able to make a move. And so I think that he'll do exactly what you're saying. He'll duck out of the way. He will get himself a fresh set of tires, and then he will try and be as fast as possible to make sure that they're gonna come out a good bit ahead of Danny as soon as Danny heads for the pit lane. I would expect in, like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 laps, something around that.
Yeah, and confirmation of the short pit lane as well is that Makenda emerges 14 seconds behind the lead, and he was in the lead, so that is how long it takes to do a pit stop here at Zandvoort. And we're going to see Copy do one, I think, very shortly indeed as well.
Yep, very likely. He's still going solid pace compared to his Delta. He didn't really lose much, but yeah, the clear direction is to the right hand side. Safe pit entry, not like what we saw from exit earlier on. And now Danico is unleashed into fresh and clear air in his Ferrari. He has won in Spa, and he's looking in great shape here in the neighboring country of the Netherlands, and maybe he can make it 2-2. But it's a little bit early to talk of. We still have half the race ahead of ourselves. And Makenda comes out ahead of Copy as expected.
Yeah, and what is the gap between those two? It's almost nothing. Icewind lost a little bit of time, though. Icewind, who did manage to... Oh, yeah, it's a Red Bull of... Is it Thor? Yeah, it is Thor. Yep. He spun on the exit of turn 1. But yeah, Copy didn't lose much time.
Meepo as well. Thor and Meepo were fighting, and now both spun independently as Meepo's struggling back towards the track. He's waiting. Oh, no! Thor takes the lead in that brilliant fight as Meepo. Oh,
Meepo, like you gotta just, don't push the pedal down all the way, just like a little bit at a time. There you go. All right, he's done it.
You did hear it, apparently. You listened for sure. Like just Tipsy probably just aged 5 years, considering that was really spooky with Meepo. So on the racing line, yeah, but away from the silliness, back to the race as where is Etney is finally coming in for his pit stop. As where was he before, actually? Like before everyone started pitting?
I think he was 6th or 7th. I think he'd made up a little bit of time after his spin, but he waited until end of lap 16 to put the mediums on. So he's going to have a little bit of an advantage, but not much over the cars ahead of him. And he's come out 5 seconds or so behind Icewind. So a little bit of clear air, and he can show his pace here. Danny's pushing very hard up front. He's really going for it in that Ferrari. He just did the fastest lap of the race.
I mean, this can make or break his race. I actually wonder, maybe you know this, on the last game, ERS recovery was basically nothing on this track. Like you didn't even use it, you still ran out of it. Is it the same here? I mean, I know they increased the battery size noticeably, but does it still just get away from you? Oh my god, speaking of getting away
Danny,
from you,
my goodness, yeah. I don't know the answer. I assume that there's a little bit more regen, but I don't know. If anyone in chat can let us know, that'd be good.
Meepo got himself lapped.
Oh, Meepo.
Maybe if you had spun only half the amount of times you had spun, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, he did do a full 720, so it's not all that surprising. Meepo, as Makenda, but not Copy, notably manages to get past Fox. And Fox now Well, is he going to keep Copy behind for the whole of the next lap? That's the question. And if so, is Makenda going to get away?
It looks actually likely. I mean, the gap without Fox, there's probably like a second and a tenth, and that is not enough. Copy down 5/10 on his sector split, so this might actually just be a big deciding factor as Fox just blocks his countryman there. I mean, it's his full right to do so. You can tell this guy's...
No DRS here for Fox. I wonder if Copy's going to be looking at making a move into the chicane. He doesn't quite look close enough, though. Is he going to send one?
He's coming! He's on the inside!
That's not a good idea. Oh, no. Copy. Just a little bit of impatience there. That was a very, very dicey one to attempt. And Fox, I think, was completely justified in shutting the door. But that is a disaster for Copy, who has lost a lot of time.
Yeah, and that was what we were talking about earlier on, that just the traffic when you come out of the pits can make or break your race, and in this case it is probably just correct to say that it broke Copy's race. Now he's at the mercy of his own teammate Ethnic TRN. Both of them have had an incident in this race. I wonder if they're gonna trade places or if they are gonna just fight this out, but yeah, heartbreak strikes as Copy sticks his nose in, gets it chopped off.
Yeah, and Copy and Etney, well, I mean, they are in the same race at the moment because both of them have had moments and spins, and both of them have recovered and are on the same strategy, so this is a straight fight between these two. So it might be that they just fight it out, and yeah, as Biggles points out in chat, the gap is coming down, but fairly slowly between Danny and Makenda. It's 12.7 seconds at the moment. With Danny going as fast as he is, that's maybe not that surprising. He's really going for it at the moment on those mediums.
Yeah, depending on how the next 5 laps or something turn out, Danny might just leave the pits with a pace advantage of like a second just on tire delta, and only a gap of about 2 seconds or 3 to make up on Makenda, and then Makenda would have to fend off that hungry Ferrari for like about 10 laps, and that could be really costly. There goes Etney. Yep. Yeah, down the inside of his teammate. Copy does not cover the inside, and so Ethnic TRN makes up the place up into 7th, which is I don't know what net position that is. It's like 4th, 5th.
So there's 4 cars ahead who are pitting, but Danny will certainly come out ahead of them. Dragon probably won't. So I think it's 4th. Yeah, I think it's a net 4th at the moment.
Is a solid enough recovery, especially considering that Luke Smith is not going to score any points after his tragic retirement here. So, you know, the damage limitation will be enough for him in the standings, but also, of course, he wants to keep some of his pride. He doesn't want to throw a race away like that, and he'll try and make his way up to the podium. We'll see what the situation with the gaps for that are in, I would say, about 5 laps when everyone will have pitted, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, more good laps from Danny. 12.8 that last lap. And he's lapping only a little bit slower than Makenda. Makenda with the much better tyres, but Danny really showing good pace here in the in the middle part of this race.
Makenda has pushed himself into the DRS window of Justin. He has used loads of battery for that. That's also going to be a factor. I mean, Danny's going to get to recover some ERS while he is in the pit lane, while Makenda has used much of it. He's only got 20% left. Danny has got 40. So, yeah, Makenda, I don't know how much he'll be able to fight back, actually. Just Danny could be in a position where he gets to overwhelm his rival for the win.
Yeah, he will have to pass at least Makenda on track. He won't actually have to pass anyone else on track, though, with this pace, Danny. And especially now Copy has fallen away after that incident. So things looking very good indeed for Danny, who's made those medium tyres work. Makenda really needs to clear Justin this lap if he possibly can. Icewind is also in the same situation. He needs to clear Fox just behind. So 2 Finns in Alfa Romeos who need to get past their rivals, and Justin is going to cover the inside, but I think he's going to be completely helpless as Makenda goes past, and Icewind is likewise going to get past before they get to turn 1.
Yeah, and, that is how you navigate past Fox without ruining your own race, unfortunately, for Copy there. But and Icewind actually I mean, he just showed how to do that, and he capitalized big time off the fact that both of the Williams got it wrong at some point in this race. I think he started pretty good, was like P4, but then he lost like 2 places the opening lap, and now just the mistakes of the Williams have helped him back up the order, and now he looks like he might be able to challenge for that podium spot later on in this race, like he was at Spa. Didn't work out there, maybe it does this time.
Yeah, Meepo in the Ferrari, in case anyone's wondering if that's Danny. That's not Danny, that's Meepo, who's getting out of the way in the Ferrari of Makenda and Justin. And Makenda struggling to live with this pace as Danny pits for the soft tyres. So it's going to be, what is that, a 14-lap stint?
Dragon has got it wrong. He's spun out of the final corner. Must have caught the curb wrong. I don't see another way to loop it there. And that costs him loads of time. And it also means that he will have to pit right around now. It's actually really sad. He was probably just 2 corners and like 400 meters away from fresh tyres, but he looped it.
Yeah, that is very unfortunate. Danny's come out of the pits, though, ahead of his teammate on different laps, of course, but he's only 2 seconds now off the lead of the race, and Makenda is in that lead. Justin is on the medium tyres, but he won't, I don't think, be able to get to the end on them. They're already 17 laps old. He's hanging with Makenda at the moment, but I don't know for how long that's going to last.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll even try, Justin. I mean, he surely took this strategy just with another safety car in mind. So far, it hasn't happened yet, as both of the retirements we had since then were Luke Smith and Bibix. Both of them happened in the pit lane. So we haven't added a second one onto that. If one happens, then Justin would be in a fine spot. But right now, he looks like he's just going to be an absolutely sitting duck to the Ferrari of Danny. 60% of charge left. I don't even think Justin has much of a reason to defend this hard. He's going to get... Okay, he's going to stay at this lap, though, I'm sure, because Danny is too far back.
Yeah, he definitely will. Danny, well, they have the same battery to Justin and Danny. Makenda, notably, doesn't have anywhere near as much. As Dragon gets a 3-second time penalty.
The 3-second time penalty. The only one so far.
Yeah. And Etney passes Fox on the very old tyres, so he is up to P5 on track. Copy is going to have another go at getting past Fox very soon indeed. In the meantime, the front three.
Yeah, Danico versus Makenda. And Justin also in the mix. That will be how our race is gonna get decided unless a safety car, happens. Looks like those are the protagonists of our race. And as long as Justin holds himself between them... Oh, the other Ferrari. Okay,
Meepo.
It was Meepo. Yeah. Okay. Do we want to watch the front three, or do we want to spend a minute watching Meepo try to get the car facing the right way? Oh, he's learned. Oh my... Let's go!
He's managed to do it. Well done, Meepo. I was watching on the mini-map. The front three, though. Oh, Justin pits. That's very good news for Danny. Because he is now released.
Well, that makes the point I was going to make obsolete. Justin no longer serving as a buffer for Makenda there. And that means Makenda is now in a terrible spot compared to Danny. He's got the track position, and that is literally all that he has got on Danny here. He's got less battery, not significantly. He's got 50 versus 70%, but he's got less, and then he's not going to get DRS, and then his tires are going to be slower, and then Danny gets Slipstream, and yeah, all of that.
Yeah, and the question for Danny is, can he make a break? And I imagine he will be able to make a break from Makenda with better tyres and maybe get him out of his DRS. And if you can get him out of his DRS, then he's home free, because even if his tyres go off at the end of the race, he's going to be absolutely fine. In the meantime, we have a pretty fierce battle. What I imagine is going to be quite a fierce battle for P3 between Icewind and Etney, and maybe Copy as well, if he can get himself into the fight.
Yeah, that is going to be for the last podium spot, but the other two podium spots might already be decided this lap, as Danny is about as close as you can get through the final bank corner. Now into the slipstream with the DRS. Is Makenda going to be able to defend this? The straight is not very long. Danny sets the fastest lap as he pulls to the outside, and he's going to try and carry as much speed as he can through Taz, and then he keeps his nose ahead, and Danny Co is into the lead, and he's in a perfect position to win his second race in a row. and now he just needs to be clear for another 10 laps. Makenda will surely be able to hold this in second, and Tiaren's gotten past Iceland while all of that was happening, so the action unfolding on lap 26 is wild. Zandvoort absolutely delivering.
Yep, and Icewind now needs to try and hang on to Etney, and that's gonna be his challenge, I think, because he's gonna have pressure from behind from the other Williams of Copy as well in the last 10 laps of this race. So the question for Makenda is, can he keep Danny within some sort of a window here? Because if he can stay in DRS, if he can stay in touch with the Ferrari, then he might be okay towards the end of the race. He might even have a small advantage with the tyres at the end of the race, but at the moment, Danny looking like he's threatening to make a break.
And someone else who could come into play there is Justin. He's 6 seconds off with those softs. I don't know how close, fast he can close that gap down. I would imagine he should be like a second faster per lap at least. Or well, not at least, but a second per lap, and
Something
then he
like
would approach the others before the end of this, but then the tires are going to be worn down a little bit, and it could become a tough task to get past Copy, Ice, and whoever is going to be fifth by the time Justin arrives.
Yeah, and it's a real struggle for Makenda to keep Danny in DRS at the moment. He's just about managing it, but he's got a couple more corners to go before the next DRS zone, so we'll see if he's able to do it. Danny just needs to drive cleanly without any mistakes. He does have DRS for this short straight, so just maybe he's able to get there, but he is running out of battery as well, Makenda. And even with that, DRS doesn't really close up, so Danny looking very good.
Yeah, gained a 10th there on the straight, but already lost 6 hundredths of a second in the first corner after it, and now Danny just swings it around the final turn just out of the detection point, and I would be surprised if Makenda still gets the
He
DRS.
was
He does
thousandths away. Yeah, wow,
Yeah.
that was incredibly close.
And that means, you know, Danny can pull away now. He might be able to make it 2 and 2 after the curse has lifted. Oh, of course, commentator's curse is not lifted. That one's still there. And I'm trying, as we can hear. But he resisted last time. Maybe he'll do it again.
And yeah, 9 laps, including this one, to go in this race. And that is the real thing. Can Danny hang on with those old soft tyres? I imagine they're not going to get too bad before the end of the race, and he'll need to push at least a little bit with them. But Makenda on those mediums might struggle as well towards the end, because they will get a little bit worn. And Icewind has lost DRS here on Etney, which is bad news because he's got another Williams just behind him.
Yeah, but can Copy pass? I mean, we saw the incident with Fox earlier, but that was probably just out of too much impatience from Copy. Though he can't be too patient against Icewind either. The clock is ticking against him. Did Icewind get back into the window? He might have.
Oh,
He
it's so
has
close.
Not
Not quite.
5,000, just like Makenda. Icewind misses out barely on the DRS window, and Copy gets close to a scary extent as he sets a purple third sector. Copy is on fire right now, and he's got 70% more to work with in his battery, and that looks like a tough task now for Icewind to defend this. And Justin, by the way, is not getting closer at all. Still 6 seconds.
Yeah, the pace advantage on the softs is significant, but it's not enormous. It's less than a second a lap, I think, for sure. But yeah, Copy using that DRS a very good advantage. He's got a lot of battery in reserve. He'll see Icewind's flashing light at the back, which tells him that Icewind is out of battery. And I think he'll get some confidence from that. Icewind, again, just loitering just outside the DRS of Etney, but not quite close enough to get in. But Copy has fallen away here at the moment as well. The dirty air is not as strong as it is, obviously, in real F1, but it's still enough to dissuade drivers from getting right up close at Zandvoort.
Yeah, and a little bit of a mistake out of the final turn also means that Copy's run onto the main straight wasn't good here, but this is where he's supposed to gain all of his time on the DRS. He gains about 2 tenths, maybe 3, 2 tenths, and I don't know. this is gonna be the classic Zandvoort battle that we were expecting to see a lot more coming into this weekend, because it is gonna be Copy just hanging on for dear life through the sector, then getting a little bit closer on the main straight, and then, you know, getting pushed out by the dirty air once more. The time is ticking down, so he'll need to be in a little bit of a hurry. 6 laps on the count, and then he'll you know, Icewind would be saved by the checkered flag.
Yeah, and Copy really struggling to get close to that Alfa Romeo in the corners. It's obviously a real struggle for him. Doesn't have a tyre advantage. In the meantime, up front, 2 seconds now, more than 2 seconds is the gap between Danny and Makenda, with 6 laps to go as they cross the line, and that one's looking very good indeed for Danny, who won last week, and he might just win again this week.
Yeah, and it is really interesting. He's waited so long for his first win, and now it just happens, and then it might happen again. Wasn't that also how it worked for Leclerc? Like, he won his first race, then he won the one right after. Wasn't it like Spa and Monza?
Yeah,
But since then he hasn't won, has he? I don't think he has.
Did he win another race that season? No, I think it was just the 2, wasn't it? So yeah, I think they were the only 2. Hopefully these aren't the only 2 for Danny.
Yeah. To be fair, it's not exactly the same. He has a legal car, so that's a very important difference. So the pace of that Ferrari is not going away anytime soon.
Copy much closer than he's been for a little while to Icewind, but again through Sky Black, just really struggling to follow. That was a mistake from Icewind though. He missed the apex there. So I wonder if this lap is going to be the lap where Copy is actually able to make a move. Icewind driving a very solid race in this one. He's still up in P4. Not quite with the pace of the front 3, but there or thereabouts. Copy using that battery. He's got nearly a full battery in that Williams, using a little bit of it to get down to the last couple of corners. And now, is he close enough? I suspect he's not, but I also suspect he's going to try.
Yeah. So that's the wrong Ferrari off in his Meepo.
Oh, around the outside goes Copy. Had a good go there around the outside. Got a lot of overspeed into turn 1. Icewind is hanging on, a little bit of wheel banging. Copy gets the position, got his elbows out there, and gets P4. Good stuff from Copy.
Wow, I felt comfortable watching Meepo spin round there because I never thought that Copy could make that one work. 7/10 off, but cutting back to it on my end, I just see him flying past around the outside. That was a nice move. He has set himself up well for that with the resource management of getting all of the ERS boosted in the right moment in the final corners, and now he overcomes Icewind, while Icewind is struggling visibly understeering past some apexes. Also, by the way, Tipsy gets past Thor, whose tires must be screeching in pain.
Yep, I would have thought so. Thor trying to get to the end on mediums from that pit stop. He's got 5 laps to go, and we'll keep an eye on him because I suspect a puncher is inbound for Thor. You can see him slowing down a lot on those mediums. But up front, 2.8 now the gap between Danny and Makenda. It's looking very good indeed for Danny, who continues to pull away even at the end of this stint from Makenda. And I suspect Makenda might just have given up here just to make sure that he gets that second place. Copy able to stay ahead of Icewind that lap as well, even with the DRS disadvantage. So I think things are calming down here at Zandvoort. We're very unlikely to have a safety car between now and the end of the race. I think this is the last lap it can happen.
Literally, isn't it literally impossible last
It might be.
I think.
Yeah, it might be.
I think it's like last 4 laps when it can't come out again, because
Okay.
I think it never. I've never seen it later than that. I actually don't have more source for that.
Yeah, it sounds about right. It's either this lap or next lap that's the, or like either this lap or last lap that was the last one it could come out.
Yeah.
But Danny about to cross the line and make it lap 34, which definitely is safe from a safety car. So we're here until the end racing.
Yep, and it was a really good one. Danny stretching his legs a little bit, not as much as you would probably expect on the tire delta, but enough to, stay ahead comfortably. He knows what he needs to do. Just keep your head, and it's looking great.
Yeah.
No engine failure is possible either. So.
Yeah, last 3 laps says Biggles, which sounds right to me. But in any case, we're past that now. And Icewind still trying. He's got a couple of laps maybe to charge his battery if he can keep close enough while he does that. But honestly, it looks like Copy is a little bit too fast out there at the moment, which is no disgrace because Copy has been very fast around here. It's going to be
he's
solid
had a
P5 for
run.
Icewind. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, Copy's had a solid weekend as well. He's
Yeah.
I think like the only problem he's had really was that one mistake with Fox. That was
Yeah, and
what,
and that will cost him a podium.
yeah.
Unfortunately, he'll I'm sure recognize that after the race, but still a very good drive. He's shown that he's very close to the pace of his very fast teammate.
Exactly. And Etney also gets to gain some points in the championship that he already leads because Vexit just making 2 unnecessary mistakes. Well, actually more of them. I mean, qualifying you kind of have to count as well. He made mistakes in qualifying, didn't get a lap in, and then in the race, one of the best starts I've seen in a while, probably rivaled by Etnik's start at Hungary. And then, you know, he has got that, well, he got himself into that incident with Icewind into turn 1 and after that spun on his own. So uncharacteristic amount of mistakes out of Exit, and Etnik not getting a win but getting a podium means 15 points extension at the front, and like Penda also brings loads of points. He has had a good one too.
Yeah, absolutely. Icewind has found a little bit of a second wind here. And he's got maybe enough battery to attack down this front straight. If he can get these last couple of corners right, needs to get the run out here, which he kind of does. He got a little bit of a wiggle on the exit. So maybe not quite close enough. It's going to be close here. Needs a good run here, and he knows that he needs to be close. Copy has battery, though, is the issue, and Icewind almost loses it. Oh, don't do that to me, Icewind. Not after last week. I don't want a repeat of that. Oh my lord, as Meepo exits the pits for some reason. I don't know why he pitted, but he did. And,
lap, mate. Well, he's not getting a fastest lap, he's not getting a lap after this because Danny, you know, is the top in the Ferrari sandwich that our field is right now.
Yep.
And will end it. Just needs to navigate the Audi S, which is, in my opinion, very weirdly named because it does not look like an S at all. But sure.
I mean, you know, it's kind of an S. You know, it goes back one way and then the other.
In
It's okay.
in that it goes one way and then the other. Yeah. Could also call it a Z or something, but
yeah,
we don't.
you could.
But one thing that we can call is that this is the second win of Danny's SLR career, and it comes one race after the first win. He is on a streak, the guy, and wins brilliantly in Zandvoort after crashing in qualifying. There goes McKenna, brilliant pole position in the race. The pace just, I guess, wasn't exactly enough because Danny was a little bit too strong, especially with that strategy. McKenna didn't really get the break in the first stint, I think, is the problem. And then the two Williams with Etney and Copy, they always kind of come in a pack of 2 on the timing tower, 3rd and 4th, and Icewind. Then it's Justin, wasn't really able to get much done on those softs towards the end of the race. Still get some solid points for Alpine ahead of his teammate Dragon. It was in 7th. Then it's Fox and Ocean Chief. Crashes before. Oh my god.
That is a big crash from Ocean Chief. He doesn't quite. Maybe he's just frustrated that he didn't get his P10, but instead he gets his P9.
He could have done.
Yeah, that's true. As
Tilda. Proper T-bone and Tipsy Bob loses. Oh no, he's not. Oh no, the AI was smart enough. That's.
Oh dear.
Oh, we're not getting even more of a pile-up, and Thor is gonna be the last one across the line.
I was going to say, can we give Thor some props because he got to the end on those mediums that he took under the safety car. 30-lap medium tires, and he gets to the end. So that's an achievement, but unfortunately doesn't get any points for it. But yeah, Danny wins the race once again, and I'm sure. Apologies for the black screen. If I go to the, yeah, I figured we might have Mr. Danny to bring in. Why can't I drag Danny in? Why is it not letting me? Oh, there we go. There we go. He's here.
I wonder if after we've broken the winless curse of Danny, we've now entered the alternative timeline of the Leclerc curse, Danny, where he wins 2 races in a row, and then, well, I don't know. What's gonna happen then, Danny? Tell us.
Championship, mine. It's coming home.
Okay, that's not how it went for Leclerc. Maybe you can deliver.
I'm
on
not
that.
I actually have talent, Timo.
What? Did he just? What? Man, that's why you were so monumentally unlucky. The universe just didn't want you to be this cocky. That's
Perhaps. I don't know. Soon as I saw whatever happened to exit, and then any spin under braking, lol. Feel your brother. I did it in France. I knew it was a case of just keeping the tyres cool and everything, and it was coming home. Because I knew that at the end the soft's going to be rapid, so I just thought, keep it on the track, blah blah blah, easy win.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what happened. Was it the? I mean, I assume it wasn't the plan to qualify in the mediums, or was it?
No, it wasn't. I was actually trying to up half a tenth on my second mediums lap, but then Icewind appeared on the exit of a corner, so then the DNF.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean that's that happens, but I mean it probably worked out for you just as well because it was really fast at the end with the softs.
It was rapid.
So yeah, we got. Where are we next? We're at Monza, right?
Yes.
So you've done Spa, you've done Zandvoort. Are we gonna see 3 in a row?
We'll see. We will see. I hope it goes well, because it's like the triple header that was meant to be and stuff. I'd love to win all 3.
Yeah. It's kind of I mentioned the Damon Hill parallels in '93. He won 3 in a row after he didn't win any for a while. So maybe we see that. Maybe we see that.
We hope.
All right. Well, well done on the win, and yeah, we'll speak to you next week.
Most silent.
All right. That was Danny. We're also joined in the commentary box by a special guest here. We got Mr. Biggles, who has been patiently waiting to get on the broadcast. And yeah, what did you make of that, Biggles? That was a fun race.
No, sorry. G'day, guys. I was enjoying the hamburgers down there, courtesy of
yeah,
wife.
yeah.
I was enjoying that. So yeah, I was just in the corporate suite there. Yeah, that was good, guys. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was just recording some highlights and stuff like that too, so we've got plenty of footage.
Nice. Okay.
Fantastic
You came
race.
for the racing, you stayed for the food.
Yes.
Let's go.
No, it was good. Good on you guys. Yeah, I was fine. I didn't. I just was just hanging around eating the food, exactly watching the race. So yes, it was close, wasn't it? I think that pit stop, that the undercut, Steve was tried a little bit too soon, wasn't it? I think Danny really covered it. Point. He did get a 2-second gap when he came out of the pit stops, but the softs towards the end are just almighty, aren't they?
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, it was the pace on the mediums as much as anything else. He was very fast on those mediums. Was Danny, and we saw. Yeah, he was doing like high 12s or something like that, which is only a little bit slower than the than Makenda was, for example, on the newer mediums. So just really good pace, and that was really what won him it. I think that was what won him the race. So yeah, and we're gonna get the. You're doing one of the broadcasts next week, right, Biggles?
Yeah, we'll be starting the next week in the Tier 4.
Good stuff on Wednesday night.
We're done with Zandvoort, mate. We're moving on.
Yep.
Next one.
We've got Monza next week. Let's bring in Mr. Icewind here, who ended up P5, and you gave us all just a massive heart attack coming onto the last lap there, Icewind. How much of a heart attack did you have in the car?
Yeah, small one, but it was like one of many in the race again. So yeah, I was very rare temp limited there, and I just tried to give it all to overtake copy back, which would have been close, I think, if I didn't have to lift there. But But yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, I also killed Vexit in the race earlier, but he was not there on my screen. So
yeah, we saw that, and we wondered if that was the case because you were just driving like a
Yeah.
normal line on the inside,
Yes.
without realizing that he was there. So yeah, I mean that's F1 2021 things. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, because Mackinder said he looked back after turn 1 and said I like turned America around, and I was like, what? There was like nobody there.
Yeah.
In retrospect, I was kind of wondering just why was there such a huge gap behind me at the safety car restart, but I guess.
Right. Yeah, he was there all along. Yeah.
Yeah.
That really sucks. Yeah, I mean we had obviously the lobby restart and hope that had fixed everything, but apparently not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean P5 is a solid result, and you could have got P4 there at the end, as you said. I think you probably would have got copy on that last straight. It would certainly have been close.
Maybe, but it's a bit of a niche game there. I was struggling a bit on my rear temps, as I said, so it was tricky for me, and especially like the let's say like 10 laps after my pit stop were really bad. Like I just couldn't get in the rhythm on the mediums, and that's why Ethnic and Copy actually caught up to me. And then at the end, once they got past me, I kind of got back in the rhythm again a bit more. so I was better at following cars than actually driving on my own today. So,
yeah, it's weird how that happens sometimes. You get like a marker ahead of you, and you get a car to follow, and suddenly it's a lot easier than when you're by yourself and you're being hunted down.
Yeah. It's I guess I'm not really sure what happened to quali, because I really shouldn't have been P4 with that time, in my opinion. But yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of nonsense happening during quali. Danny crashed for one thing.
Yeah, he hit me.
Oh, that's right, he did. Yeah.
I think it was sort of a miscommunication, because I was trying to get out of the way, and maybe in retrospect I was a little bit close to the exit curb there, and he just hit me. And but that was also a weird one, because in my force feedback I didn't feel anything. I didn't even feel that he hit me. I just saw his car like explode next to me. So it was really strange. But I guess in retrospect, as I told him, it maybe helped the strategy.
Yeah. Well, it certainly gave.
He was really fast today.
Yeah, he was the only one on that strategy in the lead group, and yeah, on the mediums he was just extremely fast. So yeah, I mean that's this race. We got Monza next week. How are you feeling about that?
It was pretty good for me in the previous 2 games, but I guess we'll see, because I've changed it quite a bit. You can't really ride the curbs like you used to.
Yeah, true.
So...
Yeah, I remember I think it was Joel's charity event, wasn't it? You just an absolutely storming drive in one of those 25% races where you basically made your way up from the back into the top 5. So,
yeah, and I think in general also in 2019 I had decent pace at Monza, like found a pretty good rhythm there. So we'll have to see how it is in this game, I guess, and yeah. I'm just happy to score some points today, even if I think we're kind of missing some of the front runners at the moment from the grid. So P5 is in that sense. I suppose it's pretty much where I should be with this kind of a grid. So
I mean, there's there's still lots of very fast people here. You got your teammate Mackinder, you got Danny, you got the 2 Williamses, you got Vexit. It's stiff competition. So I think. Being 5th just behind those front 4 is, that's a solid performance.
Yeah, I'll take it. And I didn't spin today, so almost, but didn't spin.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you'll have fun watching that back on stream. I think the moment you had, because we were on board and we both just collectively, it was just a massive heart attack.
Yeah, it was a big gamble. I was trying to boost through the final corner. But,
Yep.
Oh well.
All right. Well, thanks for talking to us, and well done on the top 5 finish.
Yeah, thanks.
That was Icewind, and I think to end things here, we've got a little bit of a package interview here, because the Battle of Northern Ireland.
Big. Oh, sorry.
We got the Battle of Northern Ireland was resolved today with a victory for Mr. Ocean Chief. And Tipsy was a little way behind at the end there. So yeah, what happened with you guys? Tipsy, you're the most enthusiastic, it seems, because you've been talking. So let's get your perspective on why Chief beat you.
I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about something else, about a certain size of something. But we'll move on with that. Well, I just joined really just to ask if you fancy a bit of you know what later on again later.
Yeah, well, I mean, we always do you know what at this time on a Saturday, so
Good,
I
good.
don't think today's
Well,
any different.
Okay, well then I'll answer your question. So, I mean, you may be seen in the Discord chat, lads, that I was letting everyone know that I absolutely hate. That was a censor, by the way. That I absolutely hate this track with a passion. Lovely country, lovely people, just a rubbish track. So yeah, I was telling the guys that like any of the main boys come up against me, I'm gonna let them go. But if any of the reserves, bring it on. It's game on. And then in quali, I'll make it quick, right? If I can even have that possible, I can make things quick. But anyway, in quali, I said 11.3, and I knew I could go just a fraction quicker. And Chief did 11.3.14, and I was like, no, not happening, bro. I'm not letting Chief of all people beat me in quali. Not happening. So I went out and did my fastest lap I could. I did tell them I could do 11 dead. So anyway, I was effectively leading the reserves, I think, with the exclusion of Icewind. Is Icewind a reserve? Is he?
No,
Yeah.
I think Icewind's full time, isn't he?
Yeah, I think, okay. So then I think I was effectively leading the reserves, and I was determined to stay there. And I was doing all right. And then to fast forward, I was aware of Ethnic had spun, and he was catching us quick. And he had passed Chief on the main straight, so I was thinking to myself, right, where am I going to let him past? You know, true to my word, I wasn't going to hold any of them guys up. But it was a mixture of me thinking about that, and then I had people in my ear as well, you know, give me some advice, which was obviously helpful. But that two things just made me just disconnect for a split second, man, on that awkward, funny left-right chicane after turn one. And you might have noticed it. I just spun there. I was, oh no. Yep. It was my only error the entire race, just at that moment. But it was unfortunate that I complete damage front wing, and I had a limp all the way back. So stuck on the front wing, set of mediums, and I had focused on hunting down P10. But the Red Bull boys were working well together. They work well together in their respective tier, and I'm in tier 3, so I knew what to expect because they're in my tier. I knew they'd work together, which is what they were doing. But then it resulted in Thor ended up dropping out of the DRS, so my goal was just to catch him. And when he dropped out of the DRS, I caught him pretty quickly. But by that stage, it was 5 seconds to Tilda with, three laps to go. So I pretty much consolidated. That was it, P11. But if not for that spin, I would have had Chief.
You would have had Chief. But
I would have had Chief. Sorry, that's me finished. Just you might be shocked. But I would have had Chief.
But Chief, unfortunately, I mean, you tried everything you had to get the P10, I guess, but you didn't quite get it this one. You got P9 instead. How was your race?
Yeah, it was good. Good to be back in Tier 1, although I was saying to Bob, it's very demoralizing when you're pushing pretty hard and you realize you're still a second per lap off the pace of the Tier 1 guys, but yeah, credit to those guys. Yeah, Bob did a pretty good quali lap. I was just basically there to make up the numbers and have a Sunday drive, so I was pushing like for most of it, and I think like Bob said, I just really kept it on track, and that got me the P9 in the end. There's nothing very special about the race, but yeah, I was tempted to slow down and get that P10, but and I actually thought I didn't cross the finish line when when
you crashed. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that moment where I was like,
it was close.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
It was a pretty spectacular crash. We were impressed. It was,
yeah.
We enjoyed it.
Yeah, the only time you get impressed with Chief is when he crashes.
I don't go fast enough to crash usually, so...
Are we going to see you in Tier 1 more often then, both of you?
I would like to. I would like to do more races here. I think like Zandvoort not really a strong race for me or Bob by the sounds of it, but so hopefully we'll find some pace in Monza and be back. I mean, you've seen. I mean, there's a few comments there I've seen as well from the community just saying about the low numbers in Tier 1, and it is a bit of a concern at the minute. But we're kind of looking at it. We're thinking maybe opening it up so that guys in lower tiers can hold like 2 seats, one in Tier 1 and one in whatever tier they're in already. And maybe there's an idea of like 2 championships in one. I don't know if that's going to be too complicated, but like today, you saw that it was like the battle of the reserves versus the Tier 1 guys. So
Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
I think that's a
Oh.
good idea because like you've got a there's I think there's a few people who'd like to try no assists, but are like intimidated by the idea of either doing it in their regular tier or obviously doing it in tier 1 where demand is higher, but now the demand's not quite so high. I think it's probably a good idea to get those drivers in and to get and maybe it creates
Coming with one. Let's go.
so
See, it's basically what I think they're thinking about is what 2S we're doing in the SEC, where you've got like your gold drivers
yeah,
and
like
your
silver
silver.
league. Yeah.
Yeah, the pro and silver class. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Because whenever we were all in VC together, all of us, Tilda and Thorn, Kebab Chief and myself, and we were all we weren't really expecting to get anything. Really, it was kind of the battle for P10, which was the bit of the fun thing. But I think it was Chief himself did say that literally before the lights went out, this is going to be like 2 races in one. It's going to be the aliens up front and then the reserves at the back. And in some ways, it actually, I think, makes it an interesting dynamic, really, because obviously the tier 1 or the full-time drivers or the aliens will not appreciate all these slow folks, whatever. I'm trying to come to what I'm trying to say here, but slow coaches. There we go. They'll not appreciate the slow coaches. Holding them up, but I mean, we've seen real Formula 1. There is back markers they have to navigate, but then equally, the slower guys the slower guys there, we can then also use those fast guys to our advantage, because if you're hunting down, like I was hunting down Tilda, whenever he had passed me after the safety car, I was planning on an attack on him, and I think I can't remember who it was. I think it might have been Vexit again. I'm not sure. I just don't remember. But I was thinking, like, I'm gonna let this guy go. And then I'm going to squeeze up on the back of him. And then whenever he gets a move done or goes for a move on, the slower guy, then I can maybe plan an attack as well. So it creates that kind of dynamic, which would be, I think, really interesting. And like you said, guys, there are people who would like to try it without assist, or I think actually you race with no assist, but they're just not fast enough in tier 1. I reckon we could probably work something like that, and we could definitely fill more of the grid in tier 1.
Yeah, agreed. No, I think that's a very solid idea. I think there'd be some enthusiasm for that. So yeah. But yeah, we're gonna say
admin meeting.
Yeah, I was going to ask about Monza next week because I think Timo's got parties to go to. You know how.
No, I don't. I really don't.
Oh, okay.
Timo was a bit hungover the day. See, he was very late hosting this stream.
I was not. I was studying till like.
Timo.
It's fine. Fill in the gaps.
Anyway, Monza. Well, Monza. I have. I'm even struggling to speak about Monza. I mean, I think you just know what I'm referencing. I have a bittersweet feeling of Monza. Monza was the first time I ever got my first pole position ever in tier 1. Yes, it was possible in 2S whenever I beat Speedy, I think, the last minute. I remember Triton was commentating. So it has that great thing about it. I also was leading the race for most of the way. That's a great memory. But then I also lost the win to, of all people, my teammate.
I remember that race too. I'm a little bit salty about that race too because
so I don't have a great feelings about Monza. In saying that, effectively, I think I remember hearing one guy saying Monza is basically braking and accelerating and turning, and that's it.
Yes.
That guy managed to be a champion, so
So yeah, basically, I'm Monza. I don't find anything special about Monza. The sooner we get it over and done with, the better. It's whenever we get into the ladder tracks like Singapore, tracks like that. That's what I'm particularly interested in. Looking ahead for my tier and tier 3. That's what I'm looking ahead for. And then if the other question you asked, and I will shut up, is could we see us back in tier 1? Guys, I'm always here. I'm always willing to help out. Anytime there's the numbers, Danny messaged me and I told him, yes, I'll help out. So if tier 1's needing people to help out, I will certainly be here to reserve. But I'll be here 10 times quicker if Chief's going to be here, because the opportunity to beat Chief on track and in real life, because I beat him in real life as well, is just too delicious to give up.
Any response to that, Chief? Are you just gonna let that go?
No.
You no? Okay. Well, I mean, you did your talking on the track today, so you beat him on
Yeah,
track.
1-0.
So.
1-0.
Yeah.
See you
All
next week, Bob.
Thanks for thanks for
on,
joining
Chief.
us, boys.
Thank you very much, lads.
Appreciate
Good
it. Well
luck.
done today.
Hey, bye, guys. Bye.
And that was the Northern Irish duo, and I think that probably wraps us up. Yeah, I think it probably does. Oh, it's me streaming, so I should probably do this, shouldn't I? We got 2S Tier 1 tomorrow. We've got Tier 4.
We have
Oh, go on, sorry.
we have our new Assetto Corsa Competizione series on Monday. Don't leave that one
That's
out.
right, that's
And
right,
I,
yeah.
I just felt like saying it because we basically haven't advertised it anywhere except on our own server. But it's the Nations Cup. It's fun. Join. There's probably still seats. Anyways, go on.
What day is the Nations Cup?
Oh, it's Monday. The time that ACC usually is, we're just taking like a full. Well, we can't cram a full season in before the holiday season was, so we're just doing like 4 races with very differing formats, and it's like the Nations Cup. It's like 9 Italian cars, 9 German cars, 9 Japanese cars, and 9
that's
British
right.
cars, and you score in a national championship. And yeah, it's gonna be 4 races, and then after Christmas and New Year's Eve, we're gonna start our 8th season, and I'm gonna drive again. And it's gonna be terrible.
Hey,
but sure.
Timo back in the car in ACC. That's pretty pog. So yeah, join us for those races. That'll be fun. We got it's 2S Tier 2 is Tuesday, right? That's or what is now Tier 2. Used to be Tier 3.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I think it is.
Yes,
Isn't it tonight?
It is Tuesday, guys.
Oh, that's right. And you are you commentating? that?
Ah,
I'm commentating it. Yeah. Exactly.
Nice.
Sorry,
Okay.
professional. Let's go.
Oh, by the way, can I enter an Australian team in there? I think 2 Australian drivers you need for that competition.
The
sounds
problem
like.
is,
It's by
do
cars,
you know
right?
any Australian car makers? In
Yeah.
I,
Oh, Australian car
we're,
makers.
we're,
no,
we're gonna
sorry.
mod hold. We're gonna mod
Well,
Holden into that. But-
Can we kind of like do Australia, New Zealand, and go for McLaren then?
What?
I mean, McLaren. Yeah,
McLaren
I
was
guess.
New
I mean,
Zealand.
Bruce McLaren is from New Zealand, right?
McLaren,
So, but yeah, I mean,
Well,
McLaren's British.
I-
I'm afraid. Yeah, the
I'm
car maker's
afraid-
British.
I'm afraid, as always, the British just
Yeah,
It's all right,
overrule
I'm only messing
overrule
around.
the Australians there.
call
But
it colonizing. Yeah.
yeah, they colonized McLaren. Let's go. Yeah, McLaren is a British car.
But yeah, that's anyway, that's Tuesday, and we got SLR Tier 4 Wednesday, Tier 3 Thursday, Tier 2 Friday, Tier 1 Saturday once again next week. But thanks for joining us today, folks. Thanks to Timo, who's obviously the co-commentator today. Normally he's commentator. Oh, he did the start, so he's probably commentator. Biggles, our pit lane reporter. Thanks to Biggles. Thanks to everyone at SLR for making this great championship, and we will see you next time.